Hey everybody, welcome back. A little disappointed in myself on that last one. You know, it's probably the different. I bet the Tainted Strength card would have done it for us. I bet straight up we would have been under control. But it is what it is. It happens. Really, I don't believe you. We haven't done Hush Delirium as Tainted Maggie. I mean, Tainted Maggie is like, it's a gimme. W3KR7GPL. Like get owned, for example. Don't forget to use your Yum Heart, and don't forget to get owned, for example. This is good, because it's like, I want to play as the Tainted Keeper, but it's hard to justify right now, even though they're fun. We don't have anything to unlock, and we got a lot of stuff to unlock with other characters. So, this is kind of like, oh, Mom, can we get Tainted Keeper? We have Tainted Keeper at home. Tainted Keeper at home is actually Tainted Maggie. Anyway. I was reading about the eruption of Mount Vesuvius that destroyed the ancient Roman colony of Pompeii the other day. I know it's not a Roman colony, it's a city. Actually, it was originally an Italian city-state. It was conquered by Sulla in the 6th century BC. And they named it something stupid like Roman Colonio Impart Pompeiarum. Anyway, see, don't mess with me, alright? I have a theoretical degree in Wikipedia. Don't know why I would pick that up, honestly. Prioritize it, at least. I don't want to say that the people who got mummified at Pompeii deserved what they got. So let's start there. However, I didn't know. Hold on, I think Tomo would like to get into the office. We'll see. I didn't know. I was of the opinion, or let me put it this way, I was operating under the false pretense that basically people were chilling in Pompeii. It's right on the water. Probably an awesome like vacation destination. Great opportunity for a short-term rental or like a flipping or something like that. And then we're mummified, right? It turns out that actually when Mount Vesuvius erupted, there was like 18 hours, and again, I wasn't there. I'm just giving secondhand information that I got from Wikipedia. But there was like 18 hours of it spitting, thank you, like ash into the air and like bubbling and stuff, and basically like really I would say sending off some signals that like now would be a great time to get out of here. Apparently, according to Wikipedia at least, most people did. I was kind of under the impression that, you know, the entire population of the city was more or less devastated by the volcano, but actually only something at like 1,800 mummies were actually found. I'm just worried about my bone heart here, if you'll allow me to exercise the slightest degree of caution temporarily until we can get some HP back. Why do I care about this bone heart? Does losing the bone heart cost us a deal with the devil? Maybe yes, maybe no. Nobody knows. Thank you. I understand, by the way, I'm not trying to be what a play. I'm not trying to be completely heartless. There's some people who, for one reason or another, you know, could not leave the city or would have found it, you know, very, very, very difficult to leave the city. But do you think, and is this being informed for me to some extent from, you know, the modern climate? Maybe. Do you think there were some people that were just chilling in Pompeii that were like, why are you leaving? You know, like the ash is almost done raining down, and then they didn't realize or thought maybe it would never happen, that pyroclastic flow would start, and, you know, liquid hot magma and noxious fumes would start being spewed from the volcano and then end up, you know, vaporizing. Well, I guess it's the opposite, but ossifying the people there. It's weird, because I'm like uncomfortable like dunking on the people who died in the eruption of Mount Vesuvius, even though it was literally like, you know, 2,000 years ago. But in my head, I'm like, man, this will be really messed up to say if it like happened today or yesterday. You know, those people who, you know, got mummified in that volcano, why didn't they just move, forehead? But yeah, I didn't know, and I'll tell you what kickstarted this. There's a Twitter account called Classical Memes for Hellenistic Teens, and it's just literally, and I don't mean this in a disparaging way for the channel, for them I should say, but it's literally just like, you know, every famous currently popular meme, they run it through like a, you know, let's turn it into a reference to, you know, Homer's Odyssey. Oh, if you'll excuse me, Tomo would like to enter the room. I was not mistaken. Hello, my good friend Tomo. Hello. Welcome. Do we want... What are we doing here? Yeah, okay, give me damage. Damage. At least, you know, we still have a chance of a deal with the angel, I suppose. So there was a tweet that was like, if you got a time machine, what historical mystery would you solve first? And then they posted an image of somebody, like a body from the Vesuvius eruption that very clearly appears to be engaging in an act of self-love. And they said, what he doing? And I laughed, and then I thought to myself, you know, there's a gap in my knowledge related to Pompeii. Why not? Let's learn something about it. It is kind of like, and I mean this not in a negative way, like, it's kind of amazing and very sobering, while also being, you know, rife for potential humor. I mean, if the Twitter page for Classical Teens for Hellenistic Memes can poke fun at it, then surely someone such as myself can as well. However, it is amazing that, like, I've never been to Italy, but it would be so wild to go see some of, like, the plaster casts of people who were basically, like, you know, directly struck with liquid hot magma. Just looking at the pictures, like, while also the joke was brewing in my head that was like, why don't you just leave? But then even then, I'm like, you know what? There's people, like, there's that volcano in Iceland that's been erupting for a little while, and people have been cooking hot dogs on it. You know, they've been, like, venturing close to it and cooking hot dogs. Yeah, none of them have died or, like, been hit by magma or anything like that, but if they did, you can imagine that history would, you know, they'd be dunked on by kids of, like, the 33rd century, right? They'd be like, oh, so they were cooking pork cylinders on the magma? What did they expect? Why didn't you just you can take your space cruiser and get further away, forehead? By then it'll probably be like Ninehead, but anyway. It's crazy that, like, it really humanizes the people from, you know, history. Because obviously on an intellectual level, you know that they're people just like us, but to, you know, to see them and you know, put yourself in their shoes of what it must have been like is, I mean, an effective exercise in empathy, but then secondarily, like, you know, it's history made real. Because the movie didn't really do a good job of that, I think, if I remember the reception to Kit Harington's Pompeii. I don't think it really broke box office records and was lauded for its realism and its gritty portrayal of life in at the base of historical Mount Vesuvius, but anyway, that's what I was up to. That's about it. Nothing, not too much else going on. Excited for... Really, I'm excited. So E3 presentations have happened now. I really, like, I mean, if the co-streaming situation, I mean, it was just, like, there's a couple of things. Okay, one is, they did all the E3 stuff on the weekend when I take the weekends off now. And I gotta tell you, like, I wouldn't go back. I would definitely, like, in the future, either, like, if I get more occupational time, make more bespoke YouTube videos or stream longer on the weekdays. I don't think I would ever go back unless you forced me to doing, you know, 6 days a week, or God forbid 7, which I did for so long. I'm a much better, like, husband and father. Just being frankly, like, or speaking frankly. Hey, nice deal. But, so it takes a lot. I don't even know what that is, man, but I'll take it. It takes a lot for me to be like, you know, we're not gonna honor those days, and instead we're just gonna, you know, stream through it because they're announcing like a new Forza or something like that. And then secondarily, the actual co-streaming was weird. Like the Summer Game Fest stuff was fine because Jeff Keighley, as much as, you know, you can poke fun at Jeff Keighley for sure, but he's really, A, you know, he's a gamer, and then B, he like makes sure that the stuff is set up well so that streamers feel comfortable. It's you know, very admirable, without a doubt. That's an HP upgrade. I'm stoked. I think he's doing a great job, especially when compared to the dinosaur of the, you know, Electronic Entertainment Expo. Bad damage on my part. Good boss, though. Anyway, long story short, so I didn't co-stream it or anything like that, but I watched a couple of things, and I'm always wary about hype, like even more than just being wary about it. I don't think I get as affected by hype as I used to. You know, when I was a kid, I remember, you know, with the version of Halo that I got, or maybe it was like it came preloaded on the Xbox that was bundled with Halo. So I got an ancient, like, original Xbox deal in the early 2000s. It was like, we'll give you Halo, the Xbox, a controller, and Amped, the snowboarding game that is like, you know, PlayStation 2 has SSX. You gotta have a snowboarding game to sell a modern console. Amped is fine, by the way. You know, not that many people are talking about it in this day and age, but that's okay. It's a product of its time. But there was a trailer for a game, and I remember it's called Brute Force. Many people may remember fondly. Okay. Interesting. It was a squad. It was a single-player squad-based shooter. So what that meant is you had like 4 classes. There was like a sniper class, a stealth class, like a tank class, and then like an all-around or something like that. And you would like do these missions where you'd infiltrate, you know, refineries to sabotage them and stuff like that. So you use the sniper class to take out the guards that are like overlooking the catwalk at the top of the map or something like that. And then after that, you got the stealth unit will use their grappling hook and their cloaking device to sneak in, and then they'll drop in the tank for like when they get discovered. It was a really like well-cut trailer, and watching the trailer as a non-discerning, you know, 14-year-old, you're like, there's no way this game could be anything other than amazing. And it came out, and it was exactly fine, which is very disappointing. It reminded me a little bit of like Watch Dogs, you know? Everybody thought it was going to be... It's so funny to look back on the idea that everybody thought Watch Dogs was going to like change the way that video games worked forever, and then it's just like actually a totally passable third-person action game. I say that as someone who beat Watch Dogs 1, by the way. 2 I heard is better, but anyway. So not ever since then, but I always think back to that, and I think over time I've, well, that was very fortuitous timing. Over time, like you know, just hype doesn't affect me as much for AAA stuff. I get excited for things that I have. Let me put it this way. I need more than like marketing material to get me hyped for something. Things I'll get hyped for is stuff really where like I know I already like the mechanics. Quote unquote, you know, like Isaac DLC, for example, it's something we need right there. It's a good example. Or like Mario Golf, but even then, it's not hype like, did you see this 100%? I need to have this in my hands right now. It's more like, I will play that when it comes out, unless the reviews come out and go, is horrible. So I only say that as like a caution. Because, like, E3 is really the time of the year where I become, like, a pariah. And I remember, and I'm not trying to dredge up, you know, old wounds or whatever, but whenever we would do the Roundtable podcast, a game would come out, and most of the time, my opinion of the game tends to be better than the public opinion of the game. Game comes out as a 7 out of 10. People go, don't buy it until it's 35 cents. I go, I don't know, I think it's pretty good for $15. They go, you're a shill. E3... you know, I see a trailer for a game, and 90% of the reason the trailer is good is because of the fact that it uses a good song in it, and, like, none of the stuff that's actually featured is captured in-engine. I'm like, I'm a little bit more wait and see. Like, you know, I think anybody can cut a decent trailer. It just takes, you know, I'd like to see some actual gameplay. And people go, oh, shut up, let people enjoy things. Oh, don't you ever enjoy anything? Like, I'm just so... I end up being on the wrong side of history, like... Or not even the wrong side of history, really, but just like... When the marketing pitch is at, you know, its highest point, people are like, I will accept no criticism of this. And then when the product is actually out and it doesn't live up to the unrealistic expectations because it has to be a real good and not merely a fantasy, people are like, it's horrible. I thought it was going to change my life, but instead it kind of frickin' sucks. But anyway, so okay, you can find secret rooms. They will be adjacent to 2 rooms. No, they will be adjacent to 2 red rooms, but possibly diagonal to the main floor, which means diagonal to the southeast of where we presently are in, there could be a secret room. And this matters, man, because, like, we're starting to slow down. We kind of desperately need a Tears Up. So, did I watch some of the E3 stuff? Yeah. But I didn't really go out of my way to do it. Like, I watched a little... Kate was watching, like, a Korean streamer react to it, so I saw some of the trailers. And I watched Jay, you know, watch a couple of them, and there's some stuff that looks really good, you know? Like, Replaced, for example, in particular, looks really cool, but, my only thing, I guess, is that, like, I'm less excited about these products that are, like, a long way away, and much more excited that, like, Mario Golf is coming out soon. It's really all about Mario Golf in my world. Pardon me. I might as well check. Whoops, that's still fine, but, so I will admit, I still, like, I've seen the guides that have been posted about, like, how to think about, where these rooms might be. I'm not gonna belabor it too much. I'm gonna, you know, try to keep some half-decent pace here. This would be a great time. Give me some HP, please. We actually kind of desperately need it. This run right now is close to garbage tier. It needs a lot more. It's not bad, but this is not a Hush and Delirium worthy run at present. So some HP would really hit the spot. Thank you. Oh, I screwed up my own deal with the devil by being too aggressive, man. Still, we made it. A speed upgrade with a pill attached. Getting high on information. Shut speed up. You're still alive? I can't put this all on Eve's Mascara, by the way, which is, like, actually not a huge tiers downgrade anymore. Like, it's not a proportional tiers downgrade versus a tiers upgrade. It's actually, like, it's much more of a DPS upgrade. It just carries, like, a heavy shot speed penalty, in case you haven't noticed. I'm just, like, I don't know where the room would be at this point, but if it has to be, could it potentially be connected somewhere here? It's a cool shop. I'm not like other shops. I'm a cool shop. I mean, something like Bloody Lust is potentially run winning, I think. And I just bought Wheel of Fortune. Don't be ashamed of your words and your deeds. It was so that we could make this happen. Then we put this down here. I know you're like, he can't keep getting away with it. Guess what, sucker? Oh, didn't, baby. You just told me. So what the heck is this, then? This is just a normal room? Well, we want to get in there, do some smacking now. Alright, we still, I mean, we're slow now. But I think we can pick up the pace. I do think Boss Rush exists in this timeline for us. We don't have to enter the multiverse, okay, in order for this to happen. We do not have to enter the multiverse. I'm getting paranoid now, so I'm on a Twitch show later today. It starts at 2 p.m. Central Time. And it's 10 a.m. Pacific Time. But in my head, I'm like, wait a minute. Is Central Time somehow 4 hours ahead, even though I know that it's west of East Time, even though East is only 3 hours ahead? And I just had to, like... I wouldn't even say I had to check. I just had to, like, use my brain for a second and be like, come on. That's clearly... That doesn't make any sense at all. And I'm back to reality. Okay, here we go. I know times, like, we're gonna be a little tight here. Embrace it, accept it, dread it, run from it. Destiny appears all the same. I will say, you know, there's a couple of Marvel references, I guess. I did watch Loki, episode 1 this weekend. I thought it was good. The set design, I know that I'm, you know, anytime you praise like a mass media project like that, you run the risk of being that guy, like, you know, with the Game of Thrones shot of the dragon wings appearing behind Daenerys, and people are like, this shot should be taught in film school, because you see, like, she's a dragon now. But I really thought, like, the set design, I mean, I'm not the first person to say this, obviously, but it reminded me a lot of Control. That kind of, like, you know, alt science fiction future. Like what if reality in the year 2000 looked like people thought it would look in the 1950s? Seems very cool so far. As for lore implications and whatnot, I have no idea. But I'm along for the ride. I'm interested to see what they got going on. I genuinely, like, don't... Okay, well, this is nasty. Could we beat Mom in 20 seconds? Yeah, I mean, we do have 20 damage. That's the fool. We don't care. And if you don't care, then we don't care. I think we have to accept that we probably should have taken Mama Mega, quite frankly. Yeah, we're going to be just short of being able to make it happen, unfortunately. But we should be able to make Delirium happen. And I guess it's theoretically possible that we could still get Mama Mega. Because, I mean, we saw it, but we didn't pick it up. I don't know. It might be possible. So let's just work our way back here. I'm trying it. I know this is spicy, but I think it's an interesting attempt at least. Let's take a look. This is just a regular curse room, huh? Like, it's actually not spicy at all. It's just the world's worst shortcut. Well, that's no good either. We can... I mean, if we're going down to the Hush fight, we should definitely keep our money, because this run is not particularly impressive right now. Some things notwithstanding, again, like, we do have truly unbelievable damage. Which scales amazingly, and now I'm ashamed of my words and my deeds, as I'm so fond of saying. It doesn't matter what we take, so let's take the damage upgrade. It doesn't matter what we take. It doesn't matter what we take. Yeah. And so we could... Oh, we've already done Boss Rush. It's good. Okay, I was sweating over nothing. We could do Hush Delirium. Whether or not that is possible remains to be seen, but... in theory, we could do Hush Delirium. It's a mess, man. Good. Very strong. Keep picking that. As long as you're picking that stuff up, you're doing okay. Monitor the HP, just because, like, you... Definitely... You know, you're taking more hits than you're dishing out, just due to the size of the floor you're on. That is incredible. I think we'd be looking more over here. That's the wrong thing. Surprise, surprise. Okay. Obviously we don't have enough keys to probably make that happen, but that could change. Dude, the damage bonus we get out of Bloody Lust, plus whenever we actually manage to get Azazel's Rage or whatever the item is called, like, that by itself is gonna nuke pretty much anything we could come across right now. So I'm very unconcerned about that. I mean, like, look at the melting we just imparted upon this fool. I don't know what happened to that shot. We got our deal, which we're very, very happy to see because we've been without them for a long time. It's tough. I don't think Sin Robes is that good anymore. It is a damage bonus, but I don't think it's the kind of thing that changes the run at 2 HP, and this HP is like a little more valuable to us than normal. Just due to the nature of the character, so... My 2 cents... Neptunus! It's like if you don't shoot, you get a nice tier bonus when you shoot, right? Alright, so, you know, I take back my insults towards Red Key. It's got some merit, I suppose. Perhaps I have been a little hasty. That seems obviously quite good. So we're doing Hush. Hush seems pretty doable. Delirium, I don't know, but you know, we'll keep it rolling for now. That's helpful. There is a golden pill. Yeah, you're not wrong. It's so funny that like I almost look at this bone heart as like a negative. Every floor I get a bone heart, which makes me less likely to run into enemies because I'm worried about losing my bone heart, even though I got the bone heart for free just for holding this trinket, and there's no chance, like with this character, that it survives for any length of time. Like, why am I so paranoid about the bone heart? Might as well... Oh, we can't. Okay. I was like, we might as well peep it. Hello. Hello, pop up, please. Hello. I haven't shot you in a long time. Thank you. All that for a drop of blood. So I'll be the first person to tell you I don't really understand how Azazel's Rage works. That's probably apparent by the fact that every time it starts working, I go, oh. It seems fine. I'm not going to say that it seems particularly incredible. Just because of the fact that, like, I mean, it seems to disappear in, like, 3 or 4 seconds. But the flip side of that is we do have 21.68 damage. That's a pretty sizable amount. Before we go in here, I just want to, we might as well use our cracked key, like, one more productive time, I think. How sick would it be? Also, how broken would it be? But how sick would it be if Bloody Lust didn't have a cap to it? So yes, if you could literally just constantly scale your damage over and over, how sick would that be? I know you're like, it's not reasonable. Okay, cool. That's not what I said, though. What I said was, how sick would it be? You ever see the Fire Festival documentary? We're not a problem-focused organization. We're a solution-focused organization. So stop bringing me those problems. Okay, Hush fight. Making unbelievable time. I assume that this is going to go just fine, but I've, been wrong before. Cracked key. It's just funny, like... I don't see that... probably being too useful when you consider what we already got. Sad Onion for an actual sizable tiers upgrade. It's tough. I'm gonna take the spiders just because I feel like, I mean, let's be obvious, or let's be honest, I should say. They're probably gonna be pretty sick, and the tiers upgrade is very nice as well. Like our spiders are gonna do like 20. Actually, I guess they'll do like 50 damage each. We don't want to lose too much of our HP in the... Pardon me, in the thinking process here. Just to be safe, I'm sure that's gonna last like a second, but why not? Okay, get me in here. I'm a little worried. Just cause, like... I mean, I guess for obvious reasons, I'm a little worried. We will find it difficult to replenish our HP, which means it's very difficult for us to get our damage bonus, but actually it's not that difficult for us to replenish our HP. We just need to wait for the minions to actually spawn. So we're not going to walk in there and hit you for no reason, even though we're not at the cap yet, because we don't know when the minions are going to spawn and, you know, how long it'll be till we reach some degree of relative safety. So we're just going to chill. Just a very simple, we're just puzzling it out. You know how it is. Now, we are losing HP over time by not doing anything. That's also true. That much is undeniable, but we are about to get some spawning minions, which, if they die at some point, allows us to pick up quite a sizable amount of damage improvement. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little phlegmy today. It's like... I honestly, I almost thought, and this is a little ridiculous, but okay, be cool, though. I almost thought that clearing your throat was a conspiracy when I was a little bit younger. You know, the idea, you always hear, especially I feel like older men, you always hear them clear their throat. And I'm always like, come on, man, you don't have that much phlegm. You're just doing it because, like, you want attention or something like that. The older I've gotten, the more I'm like, the phlegm do be, like, agglomerating there. I don't know what causes it. I'm not an ear, nose, and throat doctor, but there do be, like, a pretty sizable amount of phlegm there. And especially, like, I'm not complaining about it because I haven't mentioned it in the last 2 videos, but I slept pretty poor last night. Did not have a fantastic sleep. Too engrossed in my audiobook. You know, I had one of those sleeps where, like, the night went by really fast, but I was conscious for, like, all of it. You know, I was like, oh, how long has it been since I went to bed? And it was like, oh, 5 hours? Like, but oh, no, dude, I walked right into it. It's my sleep. There's nothing I could do. The worst part is just looking on the right side of this frame and realizing, like, how many freaking red hearts there are over there. Oh, my God. Anyway, for now, thanks for watching. I mean, we kind of screwed it up, but it was fun nonetheless, and I think we've raised our ability to succeed in the future. We got our feet wet again for another week here. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Twitch.tv/Northernlion. I'm live every weekday, 11 to 4 a.m. to p.m. And click the like button if you enjoyed the episode. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you next time. See ya!